Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining the channel today. Hope you're doing well. Today I'm continuing my mini-series called Back to Back, the Greatest Album Pairs of All Time. And yesterday I did not do one, of course, because it was a holiday. And so we're getting back to that. And like the previous 3 videos, in case you haven't seen any of those, I want to talk about, before I present the next band or artist, what are the qualifications to be part of the greatest pairs of all time. So very quickly, both albums have to be back-to-back in the discography. They must complement one another, or another way of saying that is their companion albums. Excuse me. 4, the second one in the pair must pick up where the previous one left off. Doesn't have to be totally that way, but in some ways it must do that, whether production or the better, of course, area is the vibe, the overall feel. That's what we're really focusing on. Production can be hit or miss, of course, but the overall vibe and tone, that sort of thing. And number 5, you put these two together, they could make a double album. As you'll see today, it could make a triple album, hint, hint. And both albums must be seminal works. And again, there's no ranking or order here. So finally, today's episode 4, is talking about the Rolling Stones. And that would be Sticky Fingers, followed by, Exile on Main Street. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in and talk about, this one first. And actually, before we do that, let me say briefly that, in my opinion, Sticky Fingers and Exile on Main Street are the peak of the Rolling Stones' peak. And what I mean by that is, the Rolling Stones' best run, or them being in their prime musically, is from the period of Beggar's Banquet through and including It's Only Rock and Roll. So that's their peak, their prime. But these two is the peak of that peak, if you will, the very tip of that. And for these two, 99% of the time, when I listen to this one, I usually listen to it straight through without skipping anything, and 99% of the time, this one too. 1% of the time, hyperbole, whatever, exaggeration, I will skip a song or two. But for the most part, I must listen to them straight through. That's how good they are. All right, so finally, talking about, Sticky Fingers. We start with Brown Sugar. And we know how it begins with that first note from Keith Richards is unrecognizable. There's nothing else like it in this world. It's classic. It's a staple. Not just the note, but the song in and of itself. And this is something that they have to play live, right? I don't think once they made the song, I don't think they've ever toured without playing it live. Correct me if I'm wrong. I saw them on the Steel Wheels tour. That was the only time I got to see them here in New Orleans at the Superdome. And I have to say, quick sidebar, I was very disappointed, not in the band or going. The concert was fabulous, but I was supposed to go with a bunch of my family members. Said, hey, they're coming in town. Let's finally go see them. We've never seen them. And they all backed out on me, all of my family members and a couple of my friends. So I spent 11 plus hours standing in line for tickets, because back then that's what you did, and cold, misty rain. Anyway, it was worth it. So Brown Sugar, great song. Next, one of my favorite songs of all time is Sway. One of my favorite songs, as I said, and this is one of those Rolling Stone songs that tugs at your emotions and your heart, and because it's soulful, it tugs at your soul as well. It's just a great song. I never get tired of this song. And then similarly, Wild Horses is also one of those Rolling Stone songs that tugs at you. It pulls you in emotionally. You can't but gravitate towards it when you hear it, and it's meditative in a way. I'll say more about that word, meditate, as we go through these songs. Next is Can't You Hear Me Knockin'? There's some of the most fabulous guitar work here, and vocals for that matter. It's a great song. Next is You Gotta Move. The bluesy intro is brilliant. It's slow, but I like it. And I think this song is what the Black Crowes were going for when they recorded Mercy Sweet Moan, which ended up making its way on a reissued version of their debut, not on the original version of the debut, but on the, I think, second pressing. And it's just too short. It's 1 minute and 8 seconds. Had it been longer, it would have been a better song, but you can tell from listening to it, it has the same vibe as You Gotta Move. And You Gotta Move is just splendid. I love it. Next is one of my favorite songs of all time, and that's Bitch. You have some great horns here. Da 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 da. That classic, just a classic song in a similar way that Brown Sugar is, although a different song, obviously. But it's one of those, you want to hear this. This is one of those you gotta get up and move songs. The guitar is fabulous. The lyrics are fabulous and fun. And as I said, you gotta get up and move. Okay. Next is I Got the Blues. This is one of those songs, and I can't put my finger on it, but to me, I listened to this, and this song clearly influenced the Black Crowes, in my estimation. Again, can't put my finger on it. It's a great slow song, and it's a great, powerfully moving song as well. Just love it. And it's one of those songs you just have to close your eyes and listen to it. That's what I mean by meditative. You don't get up and dance. You just want to sit there, plant yourself, close your eyes, and just take it all in. All right, next is Sister Morphine. Very similar. Not a song you get up and move, but one that you just plant yourself, you close your eyes, and you just take it all in. It's just so emotive, pulls at you again. It's one of the greatest songs of all time. And of course, it's dealing with addiction or some sort of personal demon. It's soulful, and I love the apostrophe. And what I mean by that, if you're not familiar with the literary device, apostrophe is often confused with personification. I teach my students this when we do Shakespeare because it's often found in Shakespeare, probably more than anything else. But unlike personification, whereas you give human characteristics to something that is not human, apostrophe is a little different. It's when you speak to something that's not human as if it was human. So speaking to morphine, a drug, as if it was human. Hey, listen to me, morphine, right? Jagger says, I'm paraphrasing, but it's just so great. Next is Dead Flower, so we get a little shift in tone and vibe, but it still works and fits with the album. It's a great country song. I don't like country that much, but when the Stones do country, I love it. It's fun and serious at the same time. I'm laughing because I have to sneeze. We'll see if it comes, right? So again, great song, and I know a lot of people don't care for the Stones when they do country, but hey, I do. And finally, to close out the album is Moonlight Mile. This is just a fabulous song. The lyrics, I think, are one of their best. It's top-notch. Jagger's phrasing is phenomenal, and it's just a great overall melancholy song, and it's a great acoustic piece as well. So great way to close the album. All right, now talk about Exile. Double album, starts with Rocks Off. Got a great hook intro. The Stones are great for those great opening intros, right? Those great hooks, whether it be Rocks Off, the song that follows, and Bitch, and what else did I mention? Brown Sugar, right? So just great. That's one of the most wonderful things I love about the Rolling Stones is the way they pull you in right off the bat. And of course, so Rocks Off, it has a great hook intro. Like I said, it's one of those you got to get up and move songs. You want to sing as well, at least I do. It's one of their best. And then similarly, what a way to kick off an album, Rocks Off, and then Rip This Joint, another you got to get up and move song. You want to sing too, right? It's got some great saxophone to it, just fabulous. Next is Shake Your Hips. This is a song I once in a while will skip, but it's still a good song. It's kind of boogie-ish, it's groovy in a Stones way. Do you want to dance to it or just sit down and plant yourself and listen? I have a hard time. And a lot of the Stones songs, at least on these two albums, there's a few where do I want to get up and move, or do I want to just plant myself and take it all in and sit down and relax? Sometimes I want to get up for this, sometimes I just want to plant myself. It's a great song either way. Next is Casino Boogie. All I have to say about this is that it's a fun song, and Jagger is what makes the song great. It's his vocals and his performance and his phrasing and the way he hits the notes. It's fabulous. Tumbling Dice, one of my favorite songs, is next. This is one of their best, I think. Great lyrics, and it's one of those you want to sing as well. Just great chorus. Sweet Virginia, an underrated piece if you ask me. One of their best bluesy songs. Harmonica song, fabulous. I'm not a big harmonica guy, but I like it here very much. Fabulous song. I know some people will skip it that I've talked to, but I can't skip the song. It's great. Next is Torn and Frayed. This is also, I think, an underrated song. It's moving and emotional as well. tugs, it pulls at you, right? Next is Sweet Black Angel. I used to skip this one quite a bit in my younger days, but boy, let me tell you now, I cannot skip the song at all. It is one of my favorite Stone songs of all time, and it works well with the album as well. Next is Loving Cup. This is one of those just sit down and listen, close your eyes, take it all in. Just fabulous, great lyrics, great phrasing. The whole song is just phenomenal. Next is Happy. So now you have, excuse me, Keith Richards singing lead vocals, and Mick is in the background a little bit. This is a nice treat because you don't get it often. I'd like to hear Richard sing more, and he's got a few songs where he sings, of course, quite a few actually, but this is my favorite with him on vocals. I love it. Great guitar work here, and like I said, the vocals from Keith are great, and the lyrics are too. Turd on the Run is next, and this is my least favorite song on the album. It's not a great song, but it's not bad either, and I'll leave it at that. Ventilator Blues. I love the song. Great phrasing. Jagger is what makes the song as well. Of course, the whole band is phenomenal, but Jagger is the pride and joy of the song. Next, let's see, I lost my place here. I Just Want to See His Face. It's an odd song, but I like it. Everything sounds underwater or way too back in the mix. I'm not sure of the intention there. I will often pass on the song, but if I'm in the mood, I will listen to it, as I said, more often than not. Then you get Let It Loose, one of my favorite songs by them. The opening notes, again, powerful. It's captivating, it's mesmerizing. You just want to sit and plant yourself and listen, close your eyes. I think the band Urge Overkill was inspired by the song because they have a song on their Exit the Dragon album, which is also has a similar introduction with the notes and the tone of the instruments. And if you're not familiar with Urge Overkill, give them a listen. It's called Exit the Dragon is the name of the album. It's the last song of that album. And I think everyone if you know the band, they were inspired by the Stones in many ways. But this song specifically, you can hear Let It Loose in at least the opening, if not the whole song. You have some background singing, and that's really, so Let It Loose, just definitely in my top 10, if not my top 5 favorite Stone songs of all time. And that's high praise, because there's some people kind of think the song is average. I love it. Next is All Down the Line. This is a nice rocker. So after the couple slow songs in Let It Loose and other things on the album, you get back to a more upbeat tempo. Again, I love the song. It's a nice rocker. This is a song I want to dance to. I want to get up. The guitar is phenomenal here. Next is Stop Breaking Down. This is a great fun song. It's ear candy. Whenever I play it, it's going to be stuck in my head for 2 or 3 days. It's underrated too, but I love it. Next is Shine a Light, and this is a big hit off the album. Great piano, great vocals, great chorus. The chorus is fabulous. You want to sing, maybe even get up, right? I find myself wanting to sing and get up sometimes. And of course, the album ends with Soul Survivor. This is one of those close your eyes and listen songs. I think you can dance to it. Sometimes I find myself wanting to get up and move, but more often than not, I want to just plant myself and just take it all in. The phrasing is phenomenal. What a great way to end the double album, right? With Shine a Light and Soul Survivor. Just, you could mix these two up and put the other one last, but I like it this way. But again, either way, I know some people have talked about that before. I love it. Great way. One of the hallmarks of a great album is how you open and how you close an album, right? And of course, everything in between wants to be good. You want that to be good or better, right? So let's see. I have a comment about overall. Yes, here it is in my notes. So overall, one of the joys of these two albums, both of them, is that you have a lot of songs where this mix of some songs you want to get up and move, even sing, dare I say, and then there's others where you want to just plant yourself, as I said, that meditativeness, right? You want to just sit there, plant yourself, and just take it all in and listen and don't move and just enjoy the moments, right? So it's a nice blend. That's what the Stones do so well on both of these albums. Perhaps in any other part of their catalog. Perhaps that combination. Some songs you want to get up and dance. you know, sing, and then others just want to, wow. So just absorb it all, right? So thank you so much for watching. I'll have another video for you today. Take care. Have a blessed day. Bye now.